There were versions of the scenes that I read early on that to me felt juvenile. And I was like, it's never going to be that. It's never going to be that. Yeah. So like, how do we cut these lines, cut these lines, cut these lines, say less?
Hi, Michael Sowell from Washington, D.C. First, I just want to say it's an honor to speak to both of you. I've just been following you guys' career for many years, and I'm just happy to see how you guys have just translated to different genres, but still giving that artistry and just increasing in terms of perfecting that craft. To both of you guys, you've just done a tremendous job in your performances. Uh, your relationship in terms of Bob Marley and Rita Marley was really the pivotal part in terms of me and my wife when we were watching this film, and especially for the character Rita is like it had a much of an impact of being in a relationship with someone who this icon figure, but sometimes we forget who is inspiring that icon figure, who is holding the back and supporting that figure. Can you talk about in terms of both of you guys, how you guys perfected your terms of dynamic and chemistry between each other for it to translate on screen?
When I think about their relationship with each other, when it comes to film, I really do think about humanizing people in the public eye, because it's very easy to just quickly flip to the result. They are a star. They have iconic songs. I idolize and worship them. I love them for who they are today. But when you unravel where they come from, what their background is, what their childhood was, what their traumas are, how they think, the person by their side and how they influence them every day, it really does now in retrospect make a lot of sense as to how Bob had the space, time, and freedom to be everything that he became, and that Rita Marley had her time, but had so many other things to deal with, picking up a lot of pieces, being a mother, being a wife, trying to uphold her own career, but also juggling so many things and also juggling different parts of Bob, which I think after meeting her and sitting with everything that I've learned about her, I've really gained a deep understanding and more of a like spiritual understanding of how and why their relationship turned into this sibling-esque connection that is very indescribable to someone who wouldn't understand how you would even go from husband and wife to siblings. That means that that person is no longer just my husband. They are my family. They are who I am. They are wherever I am in my life. It's his spirit that stays with me. That's what I got from speaking with her and speaking with the family, that she has a different kind of understanding of the kind of soul that Bob was, and that Bob still is, because I hear her speak and I can see the 16-year-old her still coming out, this love, this new, fresh love for this man, which was so refreshing for me to see and actually helped me as a woman and as an actor take a step back and just go, okay, I get it. I have to get it, and I have to support you in the way that you support this man. It is much bigger than any of us could even imagine. And I think that their love was and is very intergalactic, actually. They have this very starry, universe-driven, spiritually led relationship that I think has guided them so much throughout the turmoil in their relationship, which everyone has. And important to mention that every single person in a marriage, I'm sure, has, moments like the ups and downs. And I think that going back to humanizing them, to have a character like her in this story and see a lot of the things that Bob goes through, it's just a strong message that no matter, you're not above anything. It doesn't matter who you are.
And also like, what is the positive, evolved, but truthful version of this relationship that stays away from the negative stereotype and the gossip?
Mm-hmm.
What is how do we show this 20 years of history between these two people, where everyone knows of all of the complications and everyone's got an opinion and everyone's got an idea? How do we give the feeling of that and the feeling of unconditional love in a way that's not glossy, but which feels connected to the earth and truthful? And I think we understood that a lot of that is about ease, and the ease of not having to say much and what's said in the unsaid. And there were a lot of conversations leading up to shooting that we had about that. And like there were versions of the scenes that I read early on that to me felt juvenile. And I was like, it's never going to be that. It's never going to be that.
Yeah.
So like, how do we cut these lines, cut these lines, cut these lines, say less and
Yeah.
feel it more? And so I remember the scene in the room, you know, when Lashana comes to London and Bob's upstairs and he's doing the songs, watching the evolution, like the growth of that scene over 6 months and how it changed and how it went back to the family, and we would send notes and ask for this and say we need this and we need that. And then, you know, it was really that the relationship between Bob and Rita in the movie was the thing that I saw change over that 12 months from the first time I read it to till when we finished shooting it. It was so wildly different. And I think that's because we came in with a lot of opinions, and we came in with a lot of like, great, this is okay, but it can be better. And we want people to feel that love, you know, but in a way that's real. Like, but yeah, for me, eventually it was about you do all of that work so you can make a decision. And I think the decision was around ease, like the ease of knowing someone, the ease of not having to push. And those things, they read more than they feel like they are. So you can feel like you're doing nothing. But
Yeah. And as actors, you want to be able to respect the character that you're playing, even their ugly and grisly parts. You want them to make sense on the page so that when you walk onto set the day of expressing that grisly side, that you can stand by that. Because there will be crew members and even the director, maybe not in this circumstance, but just across your career, that won't stand by or understand why a character's making a certain decision. There might be some judgment there, and you are the only person playing this role. So it's important that what we see on the page is like very much so representative of the kind of work that we did over those few months, so that when we watch it back, we can say, "Whew, okay, cool, we got it there together as a collaboration."
yeah, no regrets.
No, exactly, yeah.
Well, I just want to say the impact was definitely displayed on screen, and thank you to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.